Hey guys, good afternoon. It's RG here, super excited to be finally going live for our Magnolia Notes class gathering. So I do believe and I do hope that you've all received your kits by now. Please let us know if you have not, just so that we understand a little bit why this or why that is not going. Hola. Oh.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Sorry. And so it's been super fun to be able to do our lives every day so far. Don't hold me to it because it really just depends on the craziness here in the studio. But I hope that you are superly duperly psycho killer crazy pleased with all of your kits so far. It's our second club gathering and I'm so excited because they're only going to get better and better and better. And as our product continues to come to life, I may even send a couple of little surprises in your monthly kits. So I'm super excited about that. Here with me, of course, in the studio, I've got Potato and I've got Gabby, who are helping us and will be asking questions for you while I'm creating projects or while we're working on a couple of our different downloads. I will actually have them come in and say hello. Do you want to come in and say hello? When he nods his head, it means yes, I can't wait to come in and say hello.
Moving a little slow.
We're twinning.
Yeah, black.
Are we on uniform?
You told me we're black.
I did not tell you to wear black.
You did.
Okay, I did not tell you.
Yeah, you did.
And of course, Gabby here also. Come on in to say hello. ¿Cómo está? Buenas tardes.
She's
not wearing
blue.
black.
Oh.
It's wearing navy. I didn't ask anybody to wear black. Those days are gone.
Gone? Well, I don't know what's happening here.
Well, I got your memo.
It's kind of like a thing. But you know what? Black is slimming. I'm really twice this size, but because it's black, it looks like I'm half this size.
I think that's why I wore it.
All right, guys, so you can go back to your stations so that we can get to work. As well as if they have any questions, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask through your little thingy-majigger, and then he'll make sure that I get them. Get him, not get him, get them, not get them, and we should be good to go. All right. So, ¿cómo está? Everybody doing good? Everybody having an amazing week so far? You know, we got a lot of positive comments about it being on Wednesdays instead of Mondays. Guys, I mean, you guys are the only ones that can really talk back, so please say something.
Wait, what?
Say something.
Say something. Yes, we got a lot of comments that they love Wednesdays better. I mean, some of course are like, you know, I'll have to watch the recorded version. But for the most part, everybody's like, I actually had to always watch the recorded version, but now I get to watch it live.
Wednesdays works better for me.
I know Patricia Witzel was one of them who said, hey, Wednesday works a lot better for me, so it's fun. So I'm glad we were able to make some people a little bit happier. I'm, you know, sorry for the ones that are a little inconvenienced by the time change. But remember, guys, you can watch it at any time, and it's always going to be a funsy day. Funsies. Alrighty. Hopefully everybody has had the opportunity to do their coloring and their cutting. We have not. I have not. So Gabby is so behind.
What? That was
but
your job.
what? But I figured I would actually color for you guys live because some of you want to see the coloring technique with the Copics. So we're definitely going to do that. Let's go ahead and switch over to our top view, please. And here we have our kit, and it's so super stinking cute. You should have this weird cross stitch piece of plastic, and this is actually given to you because we're all going to make a special thing for Potato. You know, Potato in 20 more years will officially be 60.
So
and I was thinking about that on the way to my studio today. I was like, wow, in 20 years Dustin's gonna be 60, and I feel like that, you know, it's exciting. I can't wait. I don't know why I was thinking about it. I was just like driving in traffic because I don't know what's going on in Arizona that everybody and their mom is out on the road at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyway, we were driving or I was driving, and it was like, wow, Potato's gonna be 60 years old in just 20 years. And I thought to myself, like, I'm 40, which means I've already lived the 20 years twice.
You're gonna be 60. You're gonna be 60 in 20 years
No.
too. Yeah, you will.
No,
In 20 years from today, you will be 60.
I will absolutely not.
Okay, moving on to this conversation. So just FYI, a lot of people are having a little bit of an issue with YouTube, because even I was having a little bit of issues, just like the chatting thing wasn't coming up. Some people were seeing black screen, but I think we're all good.
Maybe they saw our t-shirt and thought it was black screen.
Black screen. And then, what did I see? Oh, and then Gail, she colored her flowers with using Prisma.
Good job, Gail. So excited to see you guys taking your Prisma coloring to a whole other level. Let me know how much time you guys want me to spend on the coloring, though. I don't want to hold you guys up too much. But I want to kind of give you a little bit of that, you know, funsies. All right, so I've got all my greens here, all my Copic greens, and I did give you a list of Copic markers to be able to follow along in the event that you wanted to do that. Some of my darker ones, of course, I am going to keep for my leaves. I do like to start off with my darkest color. And the reason for that is because it allows me to bring it in. Now, I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. Can you move that screen out, Potato, so I can see how far I'm zooming in?
No, take that out. It's because you can see.
I can see the other one. Just a little bit.
Because
All
you
right.
can see this here.
Oh, okay.
But if you have, because it's mirror.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what, okay. I'm like,
All right, you can switch it back on. So as you can see here, guys, I like to start
I
off
didn't know
with my dark tone first.
Well, you can see everything.
that. Cool.
Maybe you have that, and maybe that, just move it this way.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
right?
Yeah.
So we can still see
Cool.
that part.
There's a lot of detail there, Richard, on your coloring.
I know I'm trying to show them the blending of the Copic. So now remember, guys, I'm no like Copic expert, so if I've got some Copic experts out there, please don't judge me. I'm just kind of playing. You guys know that I end up actually coming back and adding my studio resin, so that ends up kind of hiding some of your blending. But for me, I really do love the look and feel of this. So see, I come back and now I start blending that darker tone just slightly.
So apparently YouTube did some change, like
Update.
upgrades or updating, because I think now, you know how before you couldn't see the comments after the YouTube was done?
Yeah.
Now it was saying that you could still view them afterwards.
What? Be nice, guys. Don't say anything mean. And you'll see me bring in that second tone, and it just totally blends in from the darker one, and it's gonna give me this really cool light to dark project. Now I may end up coming back with a little bit of a darker tone. So to me, it's just about playing around, which I think is so cool with the alcohol markers, because you're like, wow, that's so cool how it does that, just the blending. And it brings so much dimension to my project. So now I'm gonna come in with my lightest tone. And blend them all together, and you're like, what in the Jiminy Smuckets?
Alex says she's gonna try to be nice.
Alex, be nice. So see how we've created that gradient, guys? Can you see how we've gone from very light to that darker tone down the center on the one petal? And it looks absolutely amazing once it's all done and pretty. So yeah, Potato's gonna be 60 years old in just 20 years. I mean, I got a little sad at that moment, but then I got excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I was like, whoa. I'm gonna throw him over the hill. Would you be considered over the hill at that point?
I don't know. I think it just depends on how you feel.
So how many are crafting along?
Yeah, guys, how many of you are actually creating with us? You know, we actually heard back from some of you guys that some of you like to just kind of sit back and watch the first time around, and then you come back and you actually kind of follow along. So you kind of speed us through all the crazy quirkiness, and then you go straight to each project. Now again, if you are like first beginning colorist, is it a colorer?
Colorist?
Is colorist a word?
Yeah.
So if you're beginning doing this, this is something you might want to practice with the list of markers that I gave you. Except for here's the funny part, guys. I'm a beginning colorist, so I'm not exactly sure that I'm the best teacher for you, but
But you can still teach what you've learned, so you know, maybe you're not certified, right? But
I'm self-taught.
you're self-taught.
So what do you think, Potato? Do you like this coloring?
I do. I like the tones.
Would you hire me as a colorist?
He's thinking about that. He hesitated.
Obviously, he hesitated.
No,
He's
yeah,
like,
if I needed
"Well."
one. Hey, entertain the kids at a restaurant?
Yeah, like for a birthday party for when your baby turns 1, I can color with the kids.
Also, Andrea Mills, she's on here.
Zuckerman.
She says she's already colored and she has her flowers cut, so she's watching and ready to finish creating
Ready
the
to
card.
assemble. Good job, Zuckerman. Which is more than I can say for us, might I add.
Okay, I don't know how Alex knows this, but she's asking if Potato's watching basketball.
Are you watching
Or spring
basketball,
training.
Potato?
No.
Or spring training.
He's not watching a basketball yet.
I'm multitasking though.
He is multitasking. Well, I'm sure you can hear him. Can you hear him? Maybe you can't. All right, guys. So see how I kind of did that whole light to dark? I'm actually going to grab the lightest color and bring it in the center.
Zuckerman says that he's going to hire you in 20 years.
In 20 years, Potato, you're going to hire me.
Yeah, for my 60th birthday party to do my banners.
60th for your 60th birthday. Yeah, that's okay. I could, you know, I might be more expensive then, though.
To do my banners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By then, I'll have a little bit more experience coloring, I hope.
Well, actually, you'll probably be able to talk and it'll virtually like the VR will color it for you.
Oh, yeah. That kind of technology you're going to have?
Well, everybody will have their VR glasses on and nobody will be in reality anymore.
So we won't actually physically be next to each other.
Well, we can in our own world.
Oh, God.
It's true. We'll be able to like be in whatever, we'll be able to be wherever we want. It's coming. AI will take over.
I will say something about the Copic markers, guys. I have had this set of markers for over, what is it about? Maybe 4 years?
No,
Over 4 years, like 5
I would
years?
say like 6 or
5, 6
7.
years? All right,
6 years maybe.
about 5 or 6 years. And I'm just now using them. What I'm talking, what I'm,
once,
I used them once when they first got there, like I opened them out of the package, and then of course I started a stamp company, and I wasn't carrying these, so they just kind of stayed behind in a closet. And I'm surprised they're not dry, is what I'm trying to get to, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like by now you would think 6 years later,
And we're like, do they still work?
an alcohol marker would be all dried out. Because that was my experience with some other markers for sure. But not these. Is that crazy? I guess it's worth the $8 a marker.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. That's an expensive marker.
So Sakuna wants to know if you started buying them in sets or individually.
No, when I bought these, I bought like this mega set of 144 colors. And then of course I didn't buy another color, but I know they have like 300 colors, so obviously I'm short quite a few colors, but y'all know what I'm saying. All right, so once you've obviously done your coloring, we're gonna come back in and we're gonna cut these guys out. Now, I'm actually gonna pass this job on to Gabby so that I can start creating layers, because ideally you guys have already done all of your coloring. Is that correct?
I like that.
What were you doing?
The coloring, right?
Yeah, I really like that one. It's really neat.
Yeah. It's beautiful the way they come out, all fluffy. All right, so I'm gonna cut these guys out because since I didn't give you guys the scan and cut version, I feel it would only be fair if I cut it out by hand as well.
Aww,
Is that nice or what?
you're so nice.
I know. Do you guys need me to show you a different color of coloring, or are you good with the coloring? I want to make sure that if you guys want to see the blending technique, that I provide you with that. Obviously the purpose of these classes are to be able to learn not just how to adhere cardstock to each other, but to learn technique. And in this case, it was mainly about coloring and layering some of these blooms together. Look how pretty. Can we see that, guys? Look how pretty my flower.
I really like it.
I'm really excited, guys, because next Wednesday is our mixed media class, and it's gonna be so inky and messy and sticky and icky, and I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. How many of you actually signed up for the mixed media club as well? Oh, you want to see? Do you want to see
I need to
something?
see.
It's actually kind of warm up here, isn't it?
A little
In the
bit.
studio?
I got that fan over here. I like. Feels good.
Well,
Lucky
excuse
you.
us.
Lucky you. Sherry says she would like to see blending.
You want to see one more? I'm going to go ahead and do a different color just to make sure, guys, that you understand how to blend the colors, especially if you're a Copic convert, or if you want to become a Copic convert. This is a great way to learn. So I've got these already done. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my purples then, because Gabby's gonna do the reds over there. And I'm gonna start with my lightest purples. Now, these are a little bit trickier, and sometimes what I like to do is, if you're not too sure of your colors, place them on your cardstock so you kind of can see where they fall. So these two are a perfect blend. This is a little bit of a tougher buy-in, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it in there. So if you know what I mean. So let me zoom in here just a little bit. All right, so again, I'm gonna start with that tougher buyout, and I'm gonna bring it in. And I'm lightly creating a little bit of a glow to the outline, because it's not really all the way in the center, but it's still part of that darker shading underneath the petal. If that makes sense what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. So coming on in here and just kind of lightly coming around the edge of my petals here. Now, when I actually designed this digital, I already added some black dots to kind of provide a little bit of dimension in case you were using Prismacolors, or in case you wanted to watercolor. This actually helps a little bit with dimension. And it's really just going to be about working that color away. Because you're almost not going to see any of this color, but you're going to see the contrast and the dimension around it, if that makes any sense at all, what I just said. So I'm going to come in with my next darker tone, and I'm going to pull that pink out. It's almost like a purple, but see how I'm starting to pull that color out, and it's that brightness that's really going to help blend or create that dimension that we're looking for. So I'm basically just pulling the color. And that's what's so great about alcohol markers, is that that color is very much movable, which is why they have a colorless blender, because you can actually move the color by just pushing it away. And so I'm just bringing in and pushing out the color. Do you guys see that? Now, as you guys know, if you've known me for a little while, I absolutely hate to color. It's not my thing, because I have very little patience for it, because I want to see a project done. But you know what? As of late, maybe because I'm getting older, I mean, obviously I'm not 20 years away from 60 older, but still, I am getting older, and I feel maybe...
This is your thing now?
It's my thing now. What? You know how like some people start playing golf because they're getting older? I'm definitely not playing golf, but I'm now coloring.
Not yet.
So now that we're on the same time zone, California peeps, how does it feel?
I read a lot of them were like, I still need my extra hour of sleep.
And you guys are so dramatic. An extra hour. You go to bed at 3 and now you need an extra hour. Well, anyway, I don't know. Alex goes to bed like at 3 o'clock in the morning. Or maybe at 4 o'clock in the morning. Who knows, that party animal.
And then she goes to work.
And then she goes to work, but I think she goes to work like at noon or something. I just lost the leaf. Alright, now I'm going to come in with my lightest color. And I'm going to pull that color all together.
So Janice has a question.
Yes?
When you're coloring with colored pencils, do you outline the dark color, or do you start out with the light, then go to the dark?
So when I'm doing Prisma pencils, it kind of depends because with Prisma pencils, you can use the same color, the same pencil, to go from light to dark depending on the pressure that you apply. Does that make sense what I'm saying, guys? So you can actually use the same pencil and create 3 different tones of the same color because it's just a little bit different coloring than this. Now Prismas I am quite familiar with because I taught several Prisma classes, but yes, so you actually have the opportunity to blend the same color in three or four different shades depending on how much space you have. And it just depends on how much pressure you're adding to your pencil.
And then just FYI, Gail says now it puts us 3 hours earlier from the East Coast, so now that's right. So
Wait, what?
They're 3 hours ahead.
What does that mean? How many
Right, it's
hours
later.
ahead were they before? 2?
2.
So now you're 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
Jeez, that means, oh my lanta.
Yep.
It's
8 o'clock. Well,
8
9,
o'clock, 8:30.
8:30.
Oh my gosh, is that like a thing? Let's talk to somebody so they can change that because that doesn't even seem right, Gail.
And Alex says no, she does not sleep until 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yes, you do, Alex. We're still conservating at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Is that a word?
Conservating? I don't think so.
Huh. I guess it's a new Richardism. Alright, so you can see the blending of my Magnolia here. But look how beautiful those colors just blended together. And at first you're like, why? How? And then you're like, oh, yeah.
Wow. Pretty.
So pretty. You know, one thing that I've never actually done though is I've never actually re-inked a marker or even replaced a nib. So hopefully I'm gonna go see one of my friends to teach me how to do that because definitely not my thing. All right, so then we end up with this gorgeousness. Do you see it?
It's the magic of coloring. Pretty.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna cut this guy right out real quick. I lost the leaf. And you know, sometimes guys, it's really just practice. Practice, practice, practice. That almost sounded like the cha-cha-cha.
Practice, practice, practice. Hey, like that.
Yeah. Now, is there anybody out there that is not done with their coloring? Just so that I have a good feel for where you're all at.
Kathy wants to know if we ate dinner before the class. Yeah.
Kathy, she's on here.
Yes, she is. She's actually
Aw.
multitasking. She's
Multitasking.
watching and she was cooking dinner.
Washing, as in washing clothes?
No. Watching us.
Watching and cooking dinner. Kat, are you gonna make chilaquiles? Because if so, we're coming over. Because no, we have not had.
And Rose is like, really? You guys are talking about food? You're making me hungry. Yes, Rose.
We're always talking about food. We have a pregnant woman.
Not me.
No, Kat.
No, I know. I'm just saying. In case anybody was,
Okay, so this Saturday, guys, we were invited to Sam's baby shower. Some of you might know Sam, Inimahu. We were invited to Sam's baby shower, and then she sends a notification saying, I've switched the date to my shower from this Saturday to the last Saturday of the month because I still can't find a dress to wear.
What?
I was like, what? Who changes their shower because they have like, I said, oh my goodness. That's Sam for you. I said, I don't know what you're going to do, Sam, but I'm still coming on Saturday. All right, guys, so here we've got all of these amazing magnolias. So let's go ahead and get started with some of our layering. The first thing we want to do, because it's the first bloom that we have, is we're going to take out the kit that has the green cardstock in it, as well as the thingamabobber already punched out. Let's go ahead and take that guy out. And we're going to want to fold this in half to create our card base. Just like that. And we've got a piece of a very light green, almost yellow, and then a piece of cardstock. Now, you'll notice that it's got a circle already punched out, and you want to make sure that your circle is kind of facing your right-hand side because you're going to end up adding your magnolia right to the left-hand corner. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and adhere these two layers together. Did you see my gun?
I see it now. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty intense, right? I'm moving on up, Potato.
Best tape gun I've ever seen.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and layer this right on.
Here.
Here.
Oh, he loves to show off his hair, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I know.
It's been a thing.
It's been a All right, guys. This is the part where you need to go grab either a mouse pad. I should have added that to the supply list, but I didn't because I figure you guys all are intelligent peeps. So just go grab a mouse pad. If you don't have a mouse pad, you can certainly just use your craft mat. It'll be a little bit harder, but just something that's squishy. Either a craft mat, your leg, your arm, your husband's leg. You're just gonna stab this several times with a needle. So it just depends on who you're not happy with right now. Because that's why we gave you this little gadget for. Sometimes you're not going to get the exact same piercing element, or dare I say the word dye. Dun, dun, dun. But you guys know I'm banned from dyes and stamps for a little bit, so I had to improvise. 6 months down. Not that I'm counting or anything, but here we go. In case that you don't find the right piercing circle, in case that you need something, you can always use this as a piercing guide. Now, if you're like, are you crazy, Richard? Yeah, I have a dye and I'm not banned like you are, so you are more than welcome to go take it and run it by your contraband machine. I don't have one of those. Hold on, guys. You're going to see here for a minute because I have to see exactly. Because you'll notice the circle is positioned directly, sorry guys, where that circle is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go up a couple notches, but then I can't see. And you know what might help is if I'm going to go ahead and squish it. Yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and I'm just going to follow. What is it?
It's a good angle.
My piercing. Now, for those of you who have been around me for a while, you've suffered through this many, many times. And this should bring back good memories, guys. Or bad ones, depending on if you missed the paper and got your finger. So just kind of follow your lineage on that guide, and it's going to take you right to create a full circle. See? Who needs a piercing dye? So super cool. Is it trick or treat day? What's happening outside?
It's it. They're all, slaves. Lean up against your car. Lean your bike up against the car.
So the craziest thing happened, guys. My kids have become quite the social butterflies.
There's 20 kids out right beside your front door.
So Dustin's like over there freaking out, like, why are there all these kids outside of the house? Most importantly, why are they leaning on my car?
I don't care.
But
I don't care.
But anyway, my kids all of a sudden we've been living here for 4 years.
I know, there's a whole bunch of kids out there.
And they've made all these friends now, and they just kind of come to the house, and
I'm looking out there and I'm like, that reminds me of when I was a kid. We used to play.
I'm like, what? Okay, so what I did was I added a little bit of black paint to just a tray, and just added a little bit of water to create that brush.
It's off table a little bit.
Oh yeah, sorry. And
There you go. Thank you.
so do you see what I mean, guys? Can you see it? So just some ink splatters. So super cool, right? And again, you've got your piercing element that always comes to life nicely. And it just creates a little bit of extra texture and dimension. There is no can'ts, there's only coulds. What? I don't know, but you know what I mean. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing with the piercing? How many of you are like, no, not this again?
Well, a lot of them might have their handy little dies. Sad. But true.
I did not miss a spot. Kathy's saying I missed a spot.
A spot on where?
I don't know. too busy making chilaquiles. Oh, babe, you did tell them to get a mouse pad or something?
No, I said piercing tool.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause I'm
Usually
gonna say-
piercing tools do come with the little mat.
Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to read some of your comments because Potato finally gave me visibility. Because if I'm relying on Potato to read comments, forget it. He's too busy watching a game,
I'm not watching a game.
playing poker,
No, not doing that either.
playing
I'm actually
Powerball.
watching you.
What?
No, he's actually watching the neighborhood kids.
Well, I was for a second. You know, where all these kids come from? Like bikes all over the place.
I did ask Andrew, where did all these kids come from? Their house? I'm like, I've never seen some of them before.
I mean, there's like 20 kids out there.
It's like a party out there.
That's cool to get to hang out like that. When I go to school, it's probably quite a few of them. I would assume.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so funny because one of the kids, one of their friends, who tends to be here quite a bit, was here the other day, and the boys, you know, how many of you guys had boys or have boys? Any mahoo. They're like hungry every 10 minutes, right? So they go in and out of the pantry, like the food pantry, and they grab chips or whatever they're gonna grab. And the little boy that came over said, "You can go into the pantry." And I remember Matthew going, is that not a thing? He's like, "Yeah, watch, go in." And so he goes in and out of the pantry. And he goes, "Ours has a lock on it. Like, it has an actual lock." I'm like, "Why does your pantry have a lock?"
Keep the kids out.
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm like,
Maybe
well,
I should start doing that.
I told Matthew, well, we don't understand why people do the things they do in their house, but she goes, "But Daddy, they said it has a lock on it."
Is that the guy with the painted toenails?
No.
No, the other one, the other little boy that comes over. Have you met him yet? His name's Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb. All right. So by now this should be pretty dry. Let me open up some space here for you guys to see a little bit more my whole work surface. And when in doubt,
Pop it out.
we're gonna pop this guy right out using some foam squares.
Some big ones, mind you.
Some big ones, might we add. It's gonna be fun. I love dimensions on a project.
Only thing I know. You mean that's a flat card?
Who sends flat
Why
cards?
did you use foam squares?
Amateur.
You gotta pop it out.
And just using my bone folder, I'm going to create a little bit of a curl. And I'm going to go ahead and pop out my Magnolia. Now, make sure that you decide where you want your leaves to go, because that's definitely where you want one of the gaps to kind of fall under. Now, I'm gonna go, but see, you want it to also be like pointing up, so I'm gonna go this route. And I kind of placed it right on the bottom of the circle, or on the side of the circle. And it's now time to bring in my leaves for the extra level of amazing. Guys, I can't wait. Once you're done with your cards, can you please post them on social media? Because I can't wait to see them all done. Like, these are so beautiful, and I think that you guys are absolutely... I'm going to cut the bottom off here because I don't need it. I think you guys are going to totally crush it. Look how beautiful that is. Do you have anybody to send a Magnolia thank you to?
Of course. I already said something I shouldn't, and I'm glad I didn't. But then now me saying that is worse than if I just said it, right?
I know, it's like you were Thinking something bad.
Let's just put it this way. Nice.
And then I'm gonna add a thank you right here. That is absolutely gorgeous. Is Sherry on here? Help me if I'm not pronouncing your name, Sherry, correctly. Sherry, just tell me how to pronounce it. Just tell me. Because I heard you like red. And I thought I should create a red version of this and have it come your way as a fun little thank you for sharing us on the club group the other day. That was so amazing. Amazing. I'm missing my little tweezers. I used to have some. Oh, I'll just use this. So thank you so much for doing that. Now tell me how to pronounce your name again, Sherry, because I can't hear you. I think it's Sherry.
Sherry.
It's actually Cherie.
Sherry. Dilly?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Cherie, but I know you don't pronounce it Cherie. Somebody lied to you, Sherry, because it's really Cherie. But okay. I understand. I love you no matter how you say your name. But tell me how to pronounce it.
She says it's beautiful.
What, her name's beautiful?
No. Card. And yes. She said yes. I guess you are pronouncing it correctly.
Which one, Sherry or Cherie? Because I want to say Cherie.
So say one if it's Cherie, or say two if it's.
All right. So let's do this. Let's switch to our front camera. So let's do this. If it's Sherry, squeeze my hand. Oh, that doesn't work. If it's Sherry,
we're not there yet.
pull your earlobe, maybe.
So I think she's saying Sherry.
Sherry or Cherie?
Sherry.
Sherry?
Say one for
Like
this.
Sherry.
Type 1 for this one and type
That's
2
what
for
I
that
was
one.
saying.
Oh, type 1 if it's Sherry. Type 2 if it's Cherie. That's fun. Let's do this again tomorrow. With potato, I'm using my Crystal Ninja.
I like it. You only had to do a whole car.
Except for I'm not on the right. You guys missed it. I used the crystal.
So she's
I'm like watching you do this like
Sherry.
Sherry.
Yeah, I'm just like watching you do this and I'm like,
It's been a while. You know
no,
what, guys?
why don't you do one more? Show them. I think that's cool.
Do one more pearl.
Yeah.
Even
And he's
though-
gonna actually do a whole car tomorrow.
Right?
Alright, I'll do one more pearl then. I'm using contraband glue, guys. Sorry. It's what I have up here.
Elmer's?
No. It's contraband. I'm just gonna grab, if you guys don't have one of these little gadgets, they're amazing. You just like pick it up and drop it, and then you can replace the little tips. Look how pretty. Of course, we're gonna add some studio resin to this and a little bit of glitter. You guys have your little glitter pack. But we're gonna go ahead and save that for the next, towards the end to add some of that studio resin. We're gonna go ahead and switch out to our second card. And it's going to be our purple one.
Or do you want this?
This one's fine. But I am missing one cluster. This one, for that card.
For which one? For
This
the one you're doing?
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to grab the second card here that has, look at how cool that looks on the back though, because you can tell where I added the outline, but on the front, it all is all blended beautifully. Wonder why. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and fold this in half to create our card base. Now, we did have a question that I can swap out to the top real quick. We did have a question a little bit from several of you guys. You're like, where's Potato? Did he leave you? Did he abandon you? Did he move on to bigger, brighter, and better things? And then we're like, excuse me, because it's me we're talking about. So, bigger, brighter, better is me. So no, absolutely not. He just works on the other end. He works like on the other end of town, like in the boondocks. Like he literally moved to, might as well be California.
Okay, so just to give them some perspective, so for those that actually came to visit us for convention, if there's anyone on there, where that hotel was, that was off of Scott. Remember, that's right where I live. So
oh yeah, so he lives like way over by. So he lives in Scottsdale, way in the boondocks where all the rich, snooty people live. That's where he lives now. So us poor people who live in
a gated community,
way over here. So it's a little ways. So now we just kind of communicate telepathically, and or just spiritual connection. Because today, like, of course, he still copies my style. And every now and then I'd be like, is that Potato? No, but no, we work very closely together, just kind of more remote. But he does do the classes here, but since it's only once a month, now it's twice a month. I get to see him twice a month, so now.
No, but since I moved, it takes me about an hour to get here, so it's tough to get here for.
And he drives like a really, really old lady. So that's why.
Excuse me?
Like a really old lady.
I don't know. My grandma drives pretty fast.
You're like an old man.
No, he gets grumpy like an old man on the road. Like, oh my gosh, do not get in his way of 30 miles an hour, because if not, he's just like...
I don't anymore.
No?
Actually, yeah.
You've changed your ways? I haven't seen him in so long, I don't even know him anymore.
Silly, I just seen you yesterday.
Just because I don't post pictures on social media doesn't mean I don't see him, right? Plus, he's going through a change, and I'm kind of waiting to post the before and after photos. What? Oh my God, that's funny. All right, push me back on the top. Oh, Lordy. Oh, no, but I got a really bad visual of that change. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna adhere.
Gray hair, maybe?
Maybe gray hair, maybe facial hair. Maybe you're growing long hair and you're gonna man bun it.
I think we kind of I was
past that
hair.
stage.
I'm short hair again.
Yeah. All right.
Too tough to manage.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some of that black paint again. Although, you know, my hair grows too long, it's so hard for me to keep it short. It was so much easier long because it could just keep growing and couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
But now, like, I have to go back to combing it to the side because it's too long again. Like, it grows so fast.
It's fun. It means you're healthy. It's good.
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
I always thought it just means I'm fat. No, that's not what it means. But I have fat kid problems, that's why.
I think we all do.
Okay.
These Girl Scout cookies are
the end of you?
Oh my goodness. I can't, first off, I can't say no whenever they come to the door, or I see them when I'm walking out of the store. I'm just like, okay, I'll buy a box, and then I'll buy 4. And then Thin Mints and those Samoas, whatever they are. Samoas. So, yeah, they're so good, I don't even know their name. So those will sit in the freezer, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'll just grab one. Not gonna happen. I end up eating the whole package, and then it turns into the whole box. I can't control myself. So Yes, Girl Scout cookies are my nemesis, and I will continue to buy them because I can't say no.
Well, luckily we don't have any girls in our neighborhood. We only have boys. So there's no Girl Scout cookies
They're
here.
not posted up at your grocery store?
No.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Maybe up here they don't allow it.
Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, I can't say no. I'm like, okay.
They do have them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank goodness you haven't bought any because I'm on a diet.
They're just, it's like Samoas and the Thin Mints. Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know Potato, he actually has a very bad sweet tooth, even though he'll say he doesn't. He swears he doesn't,
I don't.
but he does.
No,
And he likes sweets, and he likes ice cream, and he can't contain himself.
I just don't eat it. So
Well, you don't want to eat it, which is a very different story.
yeah, because once I start eating it, then I
My
want it all
point
the time.
exactly. So that makes you having a sweet tooth. There's people who can't stand sweets. Did you guys know today's National Pie Day, and I don't have a pie?
Well, it's either National Donut Day or National Pie Day every time I'm here.
Oh, that's true. Well, today's Pie Day, I don't have a pie. And then somebody was going to teach me how to make a pie, and I can't remember who that was. Was it you, Gail? Can't remember if it was Gail. It was like, I've always wanted to learn how to make pies. Potato was going to teach me how to make pies because his grandma knows how to make pies.
Well, yeah, she sure did. I can get the recipe. I don't know. There was just something about the way she made the crust.
It's the crust. Let's do a dear friend one.
Oh, I loved her pie. Yeah. And her snickerdoodle cookies.
Kale's saying it's National Potato Chip Day.
What? Potato Chip Day? I thought it was National Pie Day. I saw
Might be
something
too.
on Martha Stewart's Instagram that said it's Pie Day.
I think they pick.
Oh, there's multiple
Yeah,
day
there's
things.
multiple, yeah,
I guess it's whatever you're into.
yeah. So Gail's saying that you were gonna go to Virginia and you guys were gonna make.
Yes. Okay, so I just want to make sure that that offer still stands for when I get to Virginia. Because we're making pies. Like a whole
Yes.
bunch of them, like 30 pies.
Wow, that's a lot of pies.
Lemon meringue, apple, blueberry cobbler.
One of each.
Yeah, like for whatever reason, guys, I have to admit, group confession time is I love pies.
Yeah, I do too.
Like I'm a pie
It's
person.
gotta be just right too. I like it when it's warm, when it's like a fruit pie. Like so if it's apple or if it's, and then I do like say my blueberry cobbler has to be a little warm. There's something about the inside of the pie that when it's warm and the crust is chewy.
So on Saturday, was it Saturday that I was at your house?
Yeah.
On Saturday, I was at Potato's house, and I noticed that he hasn't even opened the jar of cherry jam. And I'm like, is it wrong if I take it?
Is that
Because
why that
it's
thing
the
was moved?
best cherry jam in the world.
Is that why that thing was open?
It's not open. I
Well,
keep
it was
opening
moved around.
Okay, what was I gonna do? Just eat it out of the jar? He had no toast.
Yes, I did.
Oh, I missed the toast. But anyway, I'm
You're
like,
dang,
what
I
if,
should've had
if I would have had my bag, I would have just like, Potato's not gonna even miss this. It's been sitting here for months. Do you know how good that is?
Yeah.
It is the best I've ever
I
had.
know because I've had it
It's
here.
really good.
I was saving it for something special.
That would be me.
Now that you said that, I'm actually gonna eat it.
It is the most delicious jam, and unfortunately, we don't even have that here in Arizona.
You have to order online.
Yeah, because they're only God knows
Can
where.
I tell you that those sour candies
It's from the same place.
okay, those are the best sour candies on the planet.
Well, wait till you try that cherry jam.
Where did you get those from?
And
It was a gift. Somebody,
like
one
we
of
were on
our
the road a
friends,
lot.
when we were on the road, gave us
Okay.
a basket.
I have like so much candy and so much good stuff. I do pick at it a little bit, and it's enough to last me for a few months. But it's amazing stuff.
Well, you don't understand. As a matter of fact, that is the worst cherry jam you'll ever have. I might as well just take it out of your hands.
Well, I guess I'm gonna find out this weekend when I cook brunch.
What time should we be over?
I'm gonna make poached eggs and.
All I want is toast and jam.
You're easy, man.
You don't care about anything else.
That'd be easy.
Alright guys. So I've got my dear friend here. No pun intended.
Alex had apple pie at work today.
Whatever, Alex. She's always showing off something.
And then Sherry likes some chicken pot pie. That sounds good
Ooh,
too.
chicken pot pie. That's a little different though.
It is
I do
different,
like
but
chicken pot
I
pie.
love,
good.
but you know where I love? Where was the place where I had the best chicken pot
I don't know,
pie?
'cause that is true. Not
Where was
not
that?
everywhere is good.
It was so good. Did you take my sisters?
Was that in I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's been really good. Anyway, I have a feeling there's gonna have to be a pie run here in a minute because you know what? I deserve a pie.
You know that the place isn't really too far from here. Is the Rock Creek? It's 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit.
But it might not be.
And they do have really good blueberry pie.
They're
They
world
do.
renowned.
Yeah.
Really good blueberry pie. All right, guys. So by now we should have all of our little sayings. You decide what you want. And the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna bring in some tape and grab my twine.
Gail saying cherry jam on some vanilla ice cream is yummy.
Just by itself.
Ooh, that does sound
That
good.
sounds like it would be good too.
Like just like a topping.
And then you put it on top of a cheesecake.
Well,
Sorry, cat.
Crafting and pies go hand in hand, right?
Crafting and pies definitely go hand in hand.
It's like
Or-
peanut butter and jelly.
As a matter of fact, breathing and pie goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
I'm
You have
gonna-
one last meal. What are you gonna eat? Well, I'm gonna have whatever I want, but I'm gonna have a pie for dessert.
Definitely for dessert. Alright guys, so you notice that I added my twine and then I brought in my foam square right next to that twine because I don't want it to pop out too much, and then I'm going to bring in my magnolia right off the side there. And then I'm going to grab my second magnolia, and this is the doubler. And I'm going to stick it right behind the twine because I kind of want that twine to pop a little bit more. Just like that. And I've got my note to say. Do you guys just love this download? I think it's so beautiful and it's so versatile, and you know, the opportunity that we have to be able to you know, download them in 3 different versions, I think it's just genius. Look how cute that is. Note to say, dear friend. Now I'm going to grab some more of that contraband. Check it out, guys. When in doubt,
Pop it out.
we're gonna pop this guy right out, right onto our card base. Let me know how it's going, guys. Am I too fast? Am I too slow? I know some of you might be playing catch up here a little bit. Not catch up, but catch up.
Now you have everybody talking about pie.
Pies.
And Kathy loves strawberry cheesecake.
Kat, you should get us some pie. I know I'm hungry now too, guys. Check it out. So super amazing, guys. We are down 2 cards. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break because Potato's been giving me the potty dance. Here he's been going like this, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's gotta go potty. I'm not sure if he's number 1, number 2, or the overachiever of number 3, but most importantly, we're gonna take a break here for just a few minutes, and then we'll come right back, give you an opportunity to catch up, maybe even do a little pottying of your own, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. I hope you've all had the opportunity to go to the party, whichever number you wanted to do, and that you're back. Now, there's no pie here, but this is as close to pie as I'm gonna get. It's just toast with apricot jelly because I don't have a pie. But all the conversation about a pie made me want to go get toast and jelly.
It's close. It's crust and
It's pretty close. And it's wheat toast and organic apricot jelly. But I still think I'm gonna get on my car, follow Potato home, and pick up his cherry jam that he's not eating.
You're gonna drive an hour?
It's well worth it, guys. Well worth it.
45 minutes.
And of course I'm thinking of my California peeps because I'm using my California mug.
You're thinking of my Hong Kong peeps because I'm using the Hong Kong mug.
I used that one this morning. We're totally twinsies today in all kinds. What color underwear are you wearing? Just kidding.
Well, Dawn is eating some Girl Scout cookies.
What kind?
Well, look at you, Dawn. Which ones?
Donna.
Thin Mints or Donna? Thin Mints or
Don't
Samoas?
say either one. Don't say either one. Don't say
I
either one.
know, the Thin Mints are my weakness.
And they're
I would
especially
love
in the
those.
freezer.
Yes.
Okay. I have a confession for you guys. I don't like Thin Mints
What?
and I don't like Samoas.
You're so
But my question
lying.
is on Thin Mints, how many do you have to eat for it to work?
Oh, you know what you could do? Crumble them up and put them on ice cream.
But how many Thin Mints do you have to eat for it?
For you to get thin?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to try. All right. Switch on over. How is everybody doing, guys? Are we all caught up?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
That's what she said. Donna said peanut butter. Peanut butter
Mmm.
Girl Scout.
Those are good too.
You know what, guys? The weirdest thing, I used to hate peanut butter, especially peanut butter cookies, and now I love them. Is that weird?
I like
Is it because I'm getting old?
I like peanut butter cookies when they're soft and chewy.
Okay, Alex's confession. She doesn't like Girl Scout cookies. Yeah, right.
Alex doesn't like Girl Scout cookies. Come on, Alex. Be nice. You're probably like Wednesday. Oh, it's Wednesday! She's being like Wednesday on a Wednesday. Do you know Wednesday?
Wednesday off of
Yeah.
the Addams Family?
Yeah, remember the Girl Scout cookie scene?
I
I mean,
Yeah.
how does this film guy not know any movie quotes, any movie scenes?
do. You're just more gifted in that than I am.
So Kathy's saying, since we're all on the food subject, she wants to do a shout out to Eva's card from today.
I know.
Okay.
Good job, Kat. Yeah, today we posted our design team girl Eva, who created the first project featuring the frosted tips, frosted tops.
What did you say?
Frosted
Did
tips.
you have a flashback from when you had frosted tips?
But yeah,
Toppings.
she totally rocked it with that cutie patootie cupcake card. I have some amazing girls, guys. Yes, I do.
She
In
really
Atlanta?
doesn't like Girl
I
Scout
got girls
cookies.
in Atlanta. No, I got girls here too. Actually, the girls we got are, we even have, one of our design team members is from, is it France? Paris?
Paris?
No, Italy.
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 Is from Italia. It's Italiana. Her name's Fabiola Ferragamo. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know her last name. But she's
What part of
totally
Italy?
from the far part.
North or south?
Is I don't know, Kimosabi.
Naples, Milan.
Naples. Now that sounds like pizza. And have you had Naples pizza?
Of course.
Tombstone pizza. Can you switch me to the top, Kimosabi?
You're talking so much. Grazie.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump over to our third card, which is the kit that has the burgundy and the green, the white circle, and these little wishy-washy elements. Now, babe, I am going to need you to make a run for my paper trimmer downstairs, please. because for this we are going to need the paper trimmer. So I'm just going to give you a second to kind of gather your supplies while I bite my apricot toast, and I'll let Potato talk.
I'm going back to the front.
No. Thank you. Now, how's everybody with the projects? Like, are they caught up? What's the dealio? Talk to me, peeps.
Leslie's saying she's on a diet.
You're on a diet too, Leslie. Why? Alright guys, so you notice that I added my little strip of cardstock, a little cattywampus. I left the one end perfectly flush the way it was cut, and I basically just came into the 1 inch mark from my paper trimmer. So I basically connected that corner to this corner to be able to cut off that little sliver. Just a little teeny tiny little sliver. And I'm gonna do the same thing, but opposite to the green. Now the best way to do this is to start from the center, pick up your blade, start from the center, and just kind of cut that off. Because then it gives me the opportunity to just kind of create a cool little thing like this. If that makes any sense, or you can play with it. You can decide, you know what, I'm gonna go up higher. I'm gonna let that show off a little bit more. Check it out. Or you can cut with your scissors, depending on what you want. If you trust your straight cut. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to adhere the green right onto my white piece of cardstock. I'm then going to adhere the burgundy and check out how cool that looks. I really like that look of the weaving of the cardstock. I think it's really fun, and I love it. So now what I want to do is I'm going to grab the circle.
Rose said she wasn't paying attention.
Wow, Rose!
To say it again.
Okay, well, you're going to have to play the replay because I don't have more cardstock to cut it again, Rose. I'm going to bring in my circle, and I just added a little bit. Now, this is the part where if I had dado, I would add a little bit of dado there. I'm going to place it where I want this because I'm going to pierce around. I did say the word pierce, guys, using my thingamabobber. So go ahead and grab your mat again and find your center. Where's that from, Potato?
Find your center?
Find your center.
Thou shalt not pass. I don't know.
Wow.
I bet she hasn't.
Does anybody know?
Oh, I know.
You don't count, babe.
Oh, sorry.
That was a lot of hair.
Rose is like, she never gets those cuts.
Alright guys, so same thing, I'm going to go up 2 lines, and I am just going to go to town.
Wow, that's really close.
What? Was that a lot of hair?
Yes, for a minute there was a, like, all I saw was hair.
It's because you have to make sure it's directly above. And and I can't see it.
Well, right
You
now
guys
you're-
are seeing
well,
it.
right now you're good.
Now this one might be just a little bit tougher if you're doing it this way because you're going to 3 layers of cardstock. But this is a good workout for you guys, especially if you're having pie. This is a good way to burn off those calories. Alrighty, now I can remove this because when in doubt,
Pop it out.
pop it out. We're gonna pop this guy right out using a foam square, of course, or 2. Right in the center of that. And check out the dimension on that. Like you've got your piercing element all the way around that. Really cool. I love that look. And I'm going to grab a little bit more black paint for my splattering. Do you want an I love you card, Potato?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to turn this one into an I love you card. Some more splattering on there, so fun. And I'm going to start to create my layers. Now this one's going to be direct. I'm going to bring in my colored red magnolias.
Andrea's leaving us, so she needs to attend to Quinn.
Oh, bye, Sacramento. Muchas gracias. Good night, baby Quinn.
Nikki's asking if your hair grows with the rain like her.
I don't know what it grows with, but man, I'm telling you what. Somebody asked me the other day, Archie, why do you say I'm telling you what a lot? And I said, well, it was one of those potato things. I never said I'm telling you what before until Potato got me saying it.
Tell you what. Then tell me what.
What do you want me to know?
Well, Rose is thankful she still has her circle down
Whatever, Rose.
with the piercing. Show off.
So I am just adding my love you. Okay, you guys. So the other day, so one thing you guys don't know that's happened that I should let you know is my little baby got a motorcycle, and
Like your big baby.
I am like freaking out.
Like your big baby.
My big little baby, my big baby. And I'm like, really? As if I don't have enough stresses in my life. Now I have to stress over that. So he got a Harley, and now he rides around in that in Phoenix with all these crazy drivers.
What do you get? What kind of Harley?
It's in the garage. You should see it before you leave.
Be right back.
Get out of here.
It's funny because my dad just bought a Harley. Literally, he just bought one like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
And there you have it, guys. Another beautiful card featuring.
I'm gonna buy one.
You're gonna buy one too. Okay, I don't need all that drama in my life.
No, my dad. I was with my dad on Saturday. And my dad's like, "Why don't you get you a Harley, so we can go riding together? We can go on trips, like go up Flagstaff, go wherever." So I think I'm gonna get.
What? Didn't you tell me you already have a bike? Just go in that.
No, I mean I think I'm gonna get one.
Just tell him you have one already. Go in that. The green one?
Different.
I'm gonna give me a fat boy Harley.
A fat boy Harley?
Yeah.
So Gail's saying good night, everyone. She's gotta go to
Yeah,
bed.
guys, because I know it's so late for you guys
She'll
now.
watch the rest on replay.
I'm so sorry. Good night, Gail. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Sherry loves the red.
Yes, this is not the red I'm talking about, Sherry. You just wait. You just wait. All right. So moving on, one more card because I know some of you guys. What time is it for Gail already? Let's see.
9. It's almost 10, I think. Right?
Maybe.
7, 8.
All right, guys. Last card. We can do this. Technically, I was going to say this is speed stamping, but we're not stamping. So did anybody ever attend a speed stamping session? Those people are nuts. I'm like, why? I remember when I was invited to my first speed stamping session, I was like, why? Why are we doing this?
Okay, so Donna's sharing with us that her grandparents used to take road trip. They took a road trip on their Harleys
What?
for their honeymoon. And then her grandma was one of the first women riders in the San Fernando Valley, California.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, those are cool.
Go grandma. That still doesn't take away the stress out of my son driving one, but it is cool. I remember we were in some part of Asia. Can't even remember where we were. And there was like a million little Taipei.
Taipei, and we were in Taichung.
Okay, so Taipei and Taichung, and there was Taiwan, yeah. There were a million little Vespas.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
It's just unbelievable the amount of little like Vespas is what they were, and so some had 2 riders, 3 riders, riders on the side. Like it was unreal.
Yeah.
And so many people on the Vespa, and then Potato's like, let's go rent one. Let's go rent one. I'm like, okay, rent one. It's not like this is CarMax where you
could go rent them.
Okay, so then I'm like, okay, first of all, no, I'm not gonna ride one of those. Second of all, I'm not gonna ride it in the town here because I'll probably get killed. Unless you ride it, I'll just ride on back. He's like, okay, let's not rent one.
So Rose is sharing that her mom used to ride the bikes all the time, and she had wings painted on her helmet.
Aww. Now, I know Rose likes bikers, like guys who bike ride. Like that was Rose's thing. Like she had a whole bunch of boyfriends with bikes. Like a whole bunch. But I'm trying to figure out, Rose, did you actually ever drive one? Or were you always just riding on one?
And then Donna, she's sharing with us that her grandma made it to the cover of the Biker magazine in 1944.
Wow.
Cool.
What?
Just found something.
Are you watching a game?
No.
He's getting excited over there's some stuff over there.
So I am am just tying a knot to the back of this because I'm going to use my other one to create a bow. So I just kind of triple looped it. And now I'm going to just move them around a little bit. And then with this one, I'm going to come back and tie a knot just to one of them, or a bow, I should say. It's a little bit of a cheater bow. Alright, so now that that's set, I'm going to start with my largest magnolia. I'm going to place it. And now I can kind of manipulate my bow a little bit. Because this one's kind of like coming down. A little different. And behind the bow, look how beautiful that. I think it's such a beautiful digital. So gorgeous. And then I'm going to bring in my last two here.
Kathy wants to know, when are you going to go to Hong Kong?
I don't know. I'm ready.
Um,
I'm ready.
It's scheduled for the end of May, I believe.
Sourcing?
Yeah, some sourcing. I'm going to grab the largest thank you in the digital. Because this one's not going to have the little note to say. Do you want to come, Kat?
Yeah, let me know on that. Because we can start doing some stuff over there and try to get some appointments set on some services. I like Hong Kong. Remember I was going to move there?
I think I have to actually go to Japan this time.
That's a faster flight by 5 hours.
Really?
10-hour flight.
Actually, I've been there. What am I talking about? Yeah.
It's a 10-hour flight from LA.
And you can go American. Well,
Yeah.
technically, you can go to Hong Kong on American now too.
Yeah.
Although I'll tell you what, I'm a little upset at American. Different rant. But I was not happy this last time.
Why?
Cause I was like, you're joking me right now.
Status
Well, partly, but I literally sat on the terminal for an hour and a half because they were fixing some God knows what. Why do we get on the plane if it's not ready to go then?
Well, do you remember when we were coming
Yeah,
back
that's
from
what I'm
Coming
saying.
back from Miami?
And then people were like, this is
And you
why I
guys-
hate going on American.
But, okay.
Because it always happens on
But-
American flights.
But I will have to give them some credit when you guys went to go get the coffee and they shut the door. And
yeah.
and the lady and I talked to the flight attendant and she started giggling and she goes, she's like, she goes, let me go see what I can do.
Yeah, they put us in the back. Might as well put us in the toilet
Yeah,
going
but
back
Not only
home.
that, but we were still waiting. We made it to the place and we're still waiting.
But she still got you on.
Well, yeah.
She's like, they had already shut the doors and like,
Like, how rude.
yeah.
So here we are, guys. We are all done with all 4 gorgeous, absolutely stunning Magnolia notes cards. I hope you love them as much as I love them because they're absolutely gorgeous. And I can't wait for you guys to share them on our various different social media channels. Make sure that you tag us, make sure that you share us, make sure that you continue to share what RG Studio 360 is all about because this is what makes us keep going, right? the opportunity to see your projects come to life. I hope you loved today's cards, this month's cards, as much as I have. And I can't wait. I just cannot wait to show you April's club. You're absolutely going to go high over heels for it. It's so fun. But it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to share it. Do you guys have any questions for me?
No, they love them, and Sherry's saying she loves the digital downloads, so please keep doing them.
I did have a question for you guys. It's like a very important life or death question here, guys. So, for those of you who have been following my story for, maybe the last 4 years, 6 years, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, you kind of know exactly where I'm at. And I'm now on my 6 months of my contract where technically I can't stamp or use a die. And it's now ready for me to start going into development stage if I plan to launch stamps and dies by the end of the year. What I want to know from you is I have this psycho killer crazy idea that come the beginning of the year, every single launch has all 4 facets. What I mean by that is I'm going to launch a stamp set with a coordinating die. But if you buy the stamp set and the die, you also receive the digital download for that stamp set, which is going to give you larger print, maybe double. You're also going to receive the outline digital so that you can use on your scan and cut and die cutting machine. Because remember, the sizing is going to be different. What I can do in a PDF is so much bigger and greater than what I can do in a stamp set, because of course there's certain sizing to be able to fit the right price point. So my idea was I'm launching the stamp set, and when you buy the stamp set, you basically get the 3 additional downloads for free. Or you can still buy the download for $9.99 without having to buy the stamp set. However, I do know that a lot of my people are very much stampers. I hope that by the beginning of the year, I'll remember how to stamp again. But it is something that I've been thinking about. Now is the time for me to go into production mode. If in fact I do plan to have stamps for you by the end of this year, beginning of next. And I want to know your feedback. Like, this has been incredible to me, that despite our inability to create with what I've always known my entire career, we still manage to be able to bring creativity to life via our digital downloads. So I want to hear from you. I want to know from you. Yes, RG, we definitely would love to see some of these images in stamp form. Or, there's no need. We've actually had a perfectly fine opportunity to create projects anyway. But that doesn't mean I won't do stamps. It just means I won't bundle them together. Does that make sense what I just said? Yeah. So anyway, guys, send us your feedback. If you can actually send us your notes, maybe not necessarily on this page. I mean, if you have, that's great. But maybe just send them to Kat or something, or to Gabby, and then they can compile them for me.
I know right now Donna's saying she loves the idea.
Yeah, I do love the idea, because part of me, who was it, Donna?
Donna.
Yeah, part of me, Donna, is still like, I'm a stamper. Like, yeah, I haven't been able to stamp for 6 months, but I am definitely a stamper. I've been a stamper for 20 years. So, so certainly part of me is that. And there's also another part of me that says, like, there's all these die ideas that I have in my head. I'm still going to be launching those. They don't necessarily coordinate with a digital, because there's still pieces I need, like shapes and funsies and yummies and folds and things like that. But the idea, or maybe I can have a handful, a selected few stamp die combos with the additional digital downloads as a perk if you buy that stamp and die.
You do have a lot that really love the digital downloads.
Yeah.
They even love them more than stamps now. So
I know, because of, you know why? Because of the size.
Yeah,
like for me, it's the size. Cochino. No, for me, it really is the size. Like, I have been able to expand my level of basically my platform for creativity, because I'm not limited to the specs of a stamp manufacturer. I can give you 2 downloads. I can give you 3 PDFs, and they all coordinate and make them as large as I want. And then I can give you 3 additional sizes in the same PDF. Like,
in the long run, you're going to save more money, because if you figure a die machine, if a die machine costs $99 and you can buy a digital die cutting machine for $250, and then you're not having to buy storage, but then you're not having to buy stamps or dies. You're able to just keep your PDFs.
yeah.
Over the course of a year, you've saved money. I'm just throwing it out there. And
Correct.
I think as we move it could be something big too.
And I do agree with that. I do agree that it is more of a money saver with our digital downloads, because obviously stamps tend to get a little pricey, anywhere between $15 to $30-$40 a stamp set. And that doesn't even include the dies sometimes, you know. Then in addition to that, you have to add the dies. So, but still, you know, the stamper inside of me is like, but, however, I will plan to launch certain stamps, maybe background stamps, things like that. I'm just debating, like, maybe they're just complementary to my digital downloads versus the actual digital download replica. So anyway, lots to think about, but this is the month for me. This is the month where I have to go, because I'm halfway through that year. Thank you, Jesus, because we managed to survive month after month after month after month, and here we are halfway through that year. Who would have thought? Creating yet another amazing brand, but this time doing it in a way that is going to truly make a difference in the lives of the people that are around us, that we continue to share with. I mean, we love to give, and so that's part of our mission for doing the free digital downloads on a monthly basis, the free class on a monthly basis, because we understand that sometimes budgets are tight, and we don't want to take the opportunity for anybody to want to come and create with us if they already have a stash at home, or even if they don't, they can simply print out our download and create alongside with us.
And plus, while you're talking about that, just so while we're here, on the RG coupon code, so what we can do with that is I'm waiting on there's some technical things that I'm having, because we had a different system, and for us to take those names and put those in, there's an issue that I'm having with that, so I'm kind of trying to work that out.
So what Potato just said, there's a little bit of a delay on the discount code for our club subscribers, mainly because when we're originally on a different platform, when we launched our website, it turned us into a different platform, which is what created that switch in membership. So we're trying to bring on over all of the contact information that we have from our original subscribers to be able to have access to that discount code. So it's just a little bit of working out. I mean, we just launched the website on March 1st, and everybody's just done an amazing job with it, guys. You have all been so supportive. Such an amazing group of family members, individuals who continue to create alongside with us. But most importantly, I will tell you this, guys, because it's absolutely true. Absolutely nothing makes a difference in our lives, in our business, in our ability to continue to share, to continue to give, to continue to do, than you sharing us with your community. Because that's what moves the needle. We can do anything we want. We can go give away more, do more lives. But if we don't have people cheering us on and saying, this is what I learned, this is what I love, this is what I created, then there's no buzz that's being created. And you guys have been over, above, and beyond. Just an amazing supportive system for us. You know, shared us on different channels, on different groups that you're on different card maker groups, scan and cut groups, Pinterest, and Split Coast Stampers. So you're putting our name out there, and that's what absolutely makes a difference. It makes me want to keep, you know, it makes me want to wake up every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning and work till very late to continue to make sure that Studio 360 becomes one of the best known paper crafting brand in the industry. And the sky's the limit, guys. I have a gazillion different ideas for where we're going to be going in the near future, one step at a time for sure, but very, very grateful for each and every one of you and everything you've done. I know there's a lot of chatter out there in some cases, maybe not the best chatter, asking people to not watch us, to not support us. But you know what? Ultimately, at the end of the day, what matters is where creativity lives. And I do believe that creativity lives here, and we have the opportunity to share it with each and every one of you. So again, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed today's class. I hope you enjoyed today's club share, and that you're excited for next month's club share. For those of you who are signed up for our mixed media club, I will see you next Wednesday. If not, we will see you under our regular programming during our Facebook lives, where we continue to bring creativity to life. Guys, if there's no more questions, no. If no, guys, thanks again for joining us today. I hope you loved everything. Remember to continue to create the life you want and make amazing happen. Buenas noches.